Greetings, my beautiful brothers and sisters. In the spirit of our illustrious ancestors, we greet you to honor a great African born here in America. His name was Dr. Edward Robinson Jr., and we are attempting to carry on his great work in the spirit of our great ancestors. Dr. Robinson, may your soul rest in peace, knowing that we are continuing your great work. I mean,
Tell me a little bit about your credentials and without,
Okay.
I know you're modest, but
Well,
so people that don't know you will know.
okay. I was the president of a multi-million-dollar life insurance company. A multi-million-dollar life insurance company.
And the name.
And the name of that company was Provident Home Life Insurance Company. And I was so beloved in the business world that North Carolina Mutual, which is a $250 million life insurance company, hired me as their vice president. And I was in that business for 47 years, doing business among blacks. And if blacks would support our company like they support white companies, only 6 cents of every dollar spent for life insurance company by black people come to a black insurance company. Most of you out there never heard of any life. But if you would spend just 10 cents out of a dollar, not 6 cents, we would be billionaire life insurance companies.
And you wrote a couple of books.
We wrote books on this whole point of blacks supporting blacks. And one of the books is called The Journey of Songhai People. We wrote books on economics.
But if we read that Journey of the Songhai People.
Now, The Journey of Songhai People is a book, but you can get it in any black bookstore, or you come on the web of blacksbuyingblacks.com. Blacksbuyingblacks.com. And you can order it there. If your children would learn that from that book, you would learn from that, then you would have a different mindset. You would want to do these things that all successful races do, and that's supporting your own. Blacks buying blacks. I was very, very rewarded about 4 months ago when Paul Vallis, who is the head of the school district of Philadelphia, sent me a contract and said, Dr. Robinson, we want you to write an infusion curriculum in the school. Now, what is meant by an infusion curriculum? It's not a separate curriculum on black history. It's not a separate curriculum on black science. It's not a separate curriculum on black music or literature. It's infused so that when a child, white, black, or Korean, or Chinese, turns a page in the book in the public school, he sees us. When they turn another page, he sees us. It's infused. It's not a separate book overdone for the last 50 years. I wrote my first book called The World of Africans and African Americans, copyrighted by the school district in 1970, 34 years ago. But I didn't have it on one page. This time I infused it in the white history, in the white studies, in the white literature, in the white science. And this is what Paul Vallis, and I'm going to give him credit now. Hey, he's the first one. We had a black superintendent of school, Constance Clayton, and she didn't do that, but he did. So I'm going to give him credit. You got to, look, you give the devil credit if he deserves it. And he's a good man. What he did was said, look, if we have it in a separate book, the white teachers and the black teachers are going to ignore it. But if you put it in the one book, when you turn that page, there we are. You turn that next page, there we are. That's what's called infusion.
So now the children of the Philadelphia School District will know who they are.
Will know who they are, and the white children will know who we are, and their respect and honor of us will go up exponentially. not just arithmetic. We will be going up. Why? Because they believe what most black folks believe, that we came from a jungle. We've all been Tarzanized, all of us. And because we're Tarzanized, we believe that we did not come from we came from beautiful cities. We came from grand palaces. We came from mathematics. We gave science to the world. We gave mathematics to the world. We gave literature to the world. We were writing books 4,000 years before Europe even had its first book. So Africans had universities, cities, and civilizations 22,000 years ago. Europe had its first book only 2,000 years ago, written by a man named Homer, called the Iliad and the Odyssey. So this is what my life study has been. And my children, I'm 86, and I'm not dishonoring you or dissing you, as you like to say, by saying you're like my children. I have a great-grandchild in college. Not just I have 9 grandchildren all finished college because they know who they are. They're well off. They're doing well. And you can too if you would just remember this, that you have to buy black. We've got to get back at least 20 to 25% of that $600 billion that we earn. We already have the money. Every Friday, we get a part of that $600 billion. Till the end of the year, we end up with $600 billion. Now, what would that mean? That would mean that your children will have jobs of distinction. They will have jobs of honor. That would mean that your children will be respected and honored. This will mean that they won't have to be subjected to gunfights every day. These guys on the corner are shooting guns at each other in order to make money from the drugs. If we eliminated that possibility, your children would be even safer. And you can do that in your own way. You don't have to wait until John Jones down the street buys black. You can start buying black today by accessing the website blacksbuyingblacks.com. Is that the correct?
Blacks Buying Black.
blacksbuyingblack.com. Tune in on today. Make your life different. Make your life worthwhile as all other races do. Make your life meaningful in front of your children. You've got to set the example. You can't wait to teach the children that I'm beyond that. You're not beyond that at all. I'm 86 and I'm not beyond it.
Look at your dollar as it is power. So when you give your dollar away, you're giving your power away.
Excellent. That's an excellent analogy. Every time.
How much power do you have in your hand?
How much power do you have this today? Today's Friday, payday. How much power do you have in your hand today? Are you going to give your power right away to somebody who doesn't look like you today, before the night's over, and you have to borrow from somebody by next Thursday? That's what we mean by power. That dollar represents power that you can control. You should make it a vow that I'm not giving all my money away to somebody who doesn't look like us anymore, starting today. And I will be supported in this. When I look on that website, blacksbuyingblack.com, get that book that we wrote for the journey of the Songhai people. You are the Songhai people. What is Songhai? Songhai is the name of an empire which existed 1,000 years, from which we were kidnapped over 300 years ago and brought to this land of degradation in chains. What was that empire? Well, they want you to believe it was a jungle, but let me tell you what it really was. It was made up of beautiful cities beautiful home in which we live, 2 and 3 stories high, made of polished stone, sitting on tree-lined avenue.
Paradise.
Paradise.
If you can ever imagine paradise.
You see, they had to keep that knowledge from you and make you believe that you came from a jungle. And the way they did that was as soon as we arrived in a boat, in the prisoner of war boat, you call the slave ship, they snatched the babies, who were your grandmothers, my grandmothers, and grandfathers, out of the arms of their parents and raised the children on a plantation away from their parents so the parents could never tell them about the beautiful home, this paradise from which they came. They robbed us.
We went from pyramids to projects.
Right. That's good. Went from pyramids to projects and made us believe it. They got our mind. They not only took our minds, not only took our gold, not only took our diamonds, they took our honor. Honor. There's nothing more valuable than a man's racial honor.
Everything that we do with our This Week in African American History project is in the spirit of our illustrious ancestors, to bring honor to all of those who had came before us and contributed so much to the betterment of all humankind worldwide. We hope you join us in our effort, because we need to see ourselves as heroes and winners as opposed to losers and quitters like they show us in the communications media every day. This is a great counter move to all of that. Welcome aboard.